Hello there. This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Once again, it's Sovereign Saturday. Sovereign men are self-accountable. And I touched on this a bit yesterday, but here's the thing. As a sovereign man, you don't blame the rest of the world for your problems. Yes, you acknowledge the problems, you see stuff, and yeah, there's going to be some people going to do stuff to try to hinder you. But a sovereign man rises above that. A sovereign man has to be that eagle that flies above a potential predator. In fact, an eagle is an apex predator. It's soaring above the clouds. In fact, I saw something about some type of bird who will get on top of an eagle to try to pick stuff off him or whatever, and the eagle will just fly higher until the bird falls off. That's the nature of it. That's the nature of it. And see, the thing is, the eagle was responsible for its own safety. See, if you're a sovereign man, you're not going to sit around and blaming the man or certain forces or whatever for your issues. You're definitely not going to blame women because you're going to be responsible for yourself. You're going to say, look, I got full responsibility for being here. It's something I always say personally in my life. They would have to genetically engineer somebody to stop me from what I want to do. Now, it's easy to say, well, this person did this person did that. And yeah, they did that. But how did you respond to that? How did you respond to that? Did you just say, oh, I'm going to let them throw me in this hole? You know, first of all, why'd you let them throw you in the hole? And if they even manage, why you just sitting there blaming that person? You throw me in a hole, you get lucky and throw me in a hole, I'm just going to climb out that hole. I'm not going to ask you. I ain't going to say I blame you. First, I'm going to look at myself. I say, okay, what did I do wrong to get thrown in that hole? Then I'm going to climb out and deal with the situation. You know, you got to be responsible for your own plight in life. You know, too many people, they look outside of themselves. And if women did that, okay, that's fine because they're not known for their accountability. But as a man, you're supposed to be carving out your empire. As a man, you're supposed to have control over your life. If you're not making how much money you think you should be making, whose fault is that? Somebody for not paying you? Or you for not developing yourself to the way you're going to make the money? Whether you're working on a job or whether you got your own business. Let me use the job thing, because you know what? We all have to work on a job. You know, I've had a registered business in some jurisdictions since the early 90s, but I've still had to work on a job. But what I would do is I would put myself in a position where I become valuable on that job, where I could get raises and everything. Where they couldn't just, if they was thinking about layoffs or something, they'd pass over me. In fact, there was one job I was on, it was in a retail industry. They had a big restructuring. And the general manager actually waited for me to offer me, it was a formal position, it was like, you know, just a, you know, formal interview, but he had already decided he was going to give me the job. How did I get that? How did I get that? I worked my way to it. And there was some stuff happening in my personal life. I couldn't interview for it right away. But he already knew. He held it for me. But how did I get to that position? I was accountable. Like even, you know, there's all this talk about recession. I've never had a problem during a recession. Every single recession in my adult life, I always made money. Let me say that again, I always made money, because I ain't say all this happening and everything in the environment. I was like, nah, I'm gonna get mine, I'm gonna find a way. And how did I do that? I would get the skill level necessary. My education, I put myself in a position to do the things that I wanna do. See, a man has to just build himself to the point, himself. He can't sit back and say, oh, they did this to me, or yeah, we got a lot of guys want to blame women. Oh, the women ain't doing this or that. Okay, what is it about you? What is it about you? Let me use the women example, because you got a whole sector here that's saying women this and women that. If 20 women treat you a certain way or reject you, the only thing they had in common was you. You change yourself, you change the outcome. And then the beauty of it is you got total control over it. See, one of the things with self-accountability, it gives you power over your life. When you at that point, you ain't gonna blame the outside world, or you're not gonna point fingers. You're gonna say, nah, I'm more powerful than them. I'm the eagle who can fly above everything else. I'm the eagle. You gotta think like that apex predator. You know? You gotta think, oh no, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna create the life I want. And if I fail at any point, then I'm gonna look at myself and then make the changes. Because I'm gonna think about it, and it comes down to power. I touched on that yesterday. It comes down to having the power to live according to your will. But you got to be accountable when you do make those mistakes. Self-accountable. Even when someone does something to try to hinder you, what was it about you that allowed that to happen? Because my feeling is put yourself to the point they can't touch you. Because if you strengthen yourself within, everything without can't mess with you. That's the thing. That is the whole thing. And if you want to be a sovereign man, you have to be self-accountable. Because how are you sovereign, but you saying somebody else is controlling your life or can mess with you like that? How are you sovereign? They got control over you. They own you. You not living according to your will. You are being allowed to live by someone else's will. And I know for some people, they can't relate to that. They say, well, they got these laws, they got this and that. Okay. The beauty of life is if you're a sovereign man, you can navigate stuff. You can turn stuff to your advantage. That's the beauty of it. And really, if you really look at society, it really doesn't stop you. I'm going to tell you what, this overall system, people will talk about it, but if you got the willpower, you can get to wherever you want to get. If you got the willpower, no matter what somebody comes against you, you have to have the mindset of, no, this is where I'm going to fly. Nothing can stop me. You got to have that mindset. And yeah, no, it's not going to be handed to you, but the best things in life are what you build for yourself. But as you build it for yourself, you got to be self-accountable. You got to be self-accountable. No ifs, ands, and buts. You know, you got to say, nah, this is on me. This is on me. Because then that's the power. Then no one else has power over you. So I want y'all to really, really think about what I just told you and work. Start working now. Be self-accountable. Y'all have a great day today. Keep rising.